Welcome to the Seriously podcast. I'm your host, Annalise Gann. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Seriously podcast, where we make light of serious conversations with really interesting people. Welcome back to the Seriously podcast. I'm your host, Annalise Gann, and welcome to the last episode of the year. I just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in this year. We did place in the top 10% of video podcasts on Spotify worldwide, so well done to everyone who listened. We aren't anything without our listeners, and we really appreciate everyone showing your support. If you'd like to show more support, you can always leave a 5-star review, and we can't wait to show you what we're going to get up to in the new year. I hope you enjoy this episode, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Annalise and producer T. Rose Oates and Chrystal Russell are from the Bearing It All podcast. They're best friends, mums and Perth locals, and I love these two women, so I can't wait to interview them today. So let's do a bit of a life update with Rose and Chrystal, and I hope you love this episode. Welcome back to the Seriously podcast. I'm your host, Annalise Gann, and this week we have Chrystal Russell and Rose Oates from Bearing It All.
Well, hello.
Thanks for having us.
Ladies, thank you so much for coming today. I'm so excited to see you both.
We were so excited to come on here.
I know, and Annalise did say Christmas theme, so we came with a Christmas.
It's a video pod, so guys, you can like click in and see that they're like on theme. They look amazing. So how have you ladies been? Like, I feel like I haven't seen both of you in ages, and like I feel like I need both of like a bit of a life update.
You go first.
Oh God, I've missed you, babe. Like, I haven't seen you for so long. I love seeing Annalise. We've known each other for quite a few years. Hey,
Yeah.
What have I been doing? I don't know. I feel like this year's gone so fast. At the moment, I'm overwhelmed, maybe a little bit tipsy, and and excited, and all the things. Like, the year has gone fast. Like, work is hectic right now. Kids are hectic. It's a week before Christmas. Like, Jesus, wow, yeah. I don't know.
I'm the exact same. Like, it is so full on. This time of year creeps up so fast. But to be honest, like, me and you have just been like nonstop brainstorming. We have not stopped. Like, I'm not even joking you. We have been brainstorming every 5 minutes of the day.
Yeah.
Literally on the way here, she's talking about something and then she's like, oh, do you have a little alert? Do you want to do this? And I'm like, what the hell? Where did that come from?
I don't know. ADHD brain just went and I glitched, and we've just had so many ideas. And I think at this time of year as well, not only am I in overdrive, like with everything going on, but like I get excited about the year to come. And so my brain doesn't stop. And I've been staying awake till 3 a.m. in the morning, just like this. Like,
So have I actually. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you reckon it's like something about brand new year? It just brings like endless possibilities.
It
Like,
really
it actually does. Like,
Yeah.
I get it's only a date, but it makes it feel like fresh and new, and like, yeah, we are pumped. We
Yeah.
are pumped for the new year.
So good, because you guys are best friends and you're also in business together and you have a podcast. Like,
Yes.
you do it all. I want to know though, because I'm not sure many people actually know this. How did you two meet?
I'll tell the story. It was actually very funny. We were both invited to like an event, and I was parking the car in the underground car park, and this woman was screaming at the car park machine because it just wasn't taking her money, or she couldn't pay for her parking. And
It was
anyways,
me.
I was laughing and I was like, do you need help? And she was like, no, this fucking machine, blah, 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 was going off, and she was like kicking it, and I was just laughing my head off. Anyways, I was like, this girl's actually my vibe. And then I was like, where are you going? And she's like, this event. And I was like, oh my God, me too. Let's sit together.
Yeah.
But funny enough, like, I don't think that was our first meeting. Like,
No.
I think Rose had already been to a few of my events. I'd seen her out at other events, but we hadn't like properly, like, yes, we chatted, but not like properly. And then from that day forward, I swear to God, we were like
Yeah.
entwined.
So yeah, it was I like to get angry. I don't get angry at a lot of things or people, but I do get angry at inanimate. Is it? What's the bloody-
Inadequate.
No, that's
No?
inadequate.
Oh, I don't know.
Inanimate
Yeah,
objects.
like miscellaneous objects.
Yeah, just like the toaster annoys me, the kettle, microwaves that keep beeping.
The parking machine.
The parking machine, when the fridge door doesn't shut up when I'm still obviously looking at something. Obviously,
Yeah.
I need to make a decision and it's like, meep, meep. I'm like, don't you yell at me. So yeah, I met her in a car park, and also it's just one of those things. I think when you meet some people, you just vibe. There's no effort. It's the same as a romantic relationship.
I feel like we are in a romantic relationship though.
That was my next question.
But it's true. Like
Yeah.
when you meet somebody that you might fall in love with, sometimes it's just easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
try. You don't have to mask. You don't have to pretend that you're somebody you're not.
Yeah.
And soulmates can be platonic.
I agree.
I also agree. I
Yeah.
think you can meet your soulmate that you're in a sexual relationship with,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also meet your soulmate in a person.
I know,
Yes.
it's crazy.
and I don't
Yeah.
think we have one soulmate.
No,
I
don't
think
either.
that during our life we meet people that fulfill our souls,
Mm.
and that is definitely not always your husband or your partner or your girlfriend or whoever.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually is your friends, your sisters.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So for those who don't know, Chrystal, you own Halo Hair Extensions.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all the success recently. Like, you've done so well. You've moved into a new building.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
I'm crazy. It's so
That's good.
crazy.
Busy's
Do you
good.
know what? Like a few weeks ago, it was a Friday in the salon and it was very stressful. Rose is running around taking content. There's a million people in the salon. Every single chair is filled. We've got 6 stations and 4 at the dining table, and every seat was filled. And I just stopped for a second and I looked around. And whilst I was so stressed because I was like doing 50 million things, I was like, oh my God, I did this.
Oh, I
Like,
love
that's
that.
so
Remember that
nice.
video I put up and I was like, what the hell? Like it was so busy. Like all of the girls were doing hair and there was just clients everywhere and there was champagne being poured and it was just, I just sat down for 2 seconds and was like,
It was a surreal moment.
it was so surreal to me. Like this is happening because I did it.
Because you're a very hard worker. Like, you're in events and, like, you've always been in business. And for those who don't know, like, you actually don't have a hairdressing background, but
No.
you're doing your apprenticeship now.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I
How's
know.
that
Who
going?
would think at like turning 40 next year, I'd be doing an apprenticeship? Like it is mental.
You're never too old.
You
That's
are actually never
amazing.
too old. And this is, I did have like a mental B breakdown, mentee B.
Yep.
Had a mentee B. And I was like to my TAFE teacher, I think I'm going to quit. And she was like, why? And I was like, I'm too old for this. I'm too old. All the girls in TAFE are like between the ages of 16 to 20. I'm double their age.
Mhm.
Like, I shouldn't be doing this. And she was like, are you joking? You should 100% be doing this. She's like, I can see it in you. And I was like, oh. Okay.
That makes me want to cry.
It made me feel a lot
That's so
better because,
good.
you know,
No, it's
when
so
somebody's
good.
looking at you, what you're doing, and I question a lot of like, am I doing the right thing? But I think now for my business, 100% I'm doing the right thing.
And I think that gets me so fired up, the age thing.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are not too old. We have been taught that for too long.
Yeah.
Hold on. The universe hasn't got a timing. We do. We think we do. Why are we in a rush to get married, settle down, do all the things that we think we're supposed to do? And then when we get to 40, can't do anything else. Sorry. I'm going to the grave now. I'm on the way down. We can't learn anything new. We can't wear a two-piece bikini. We fade into the background because we're getting older. No, mate, life has just begun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I could have 40 years left to live.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah,
more.
you
Maybe-
did bitch slap me. You
Oh.
were like, what the F are you talking about?
Fuck, wait.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
40
because it's
is
not
the new
true.
30.
Yeah.
And as women, invariably, as women get older, we become more wiser, more successful, richer. Like, everything gets better.
Yes.
And I'm 28, but I started working like modeling when I was like 15.
Yeah.
So I'm technically really old to model. Like, I'm done. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not.
no.
Well,
it's the same
yeah, in
thing.
whose eyes though?
Exactly.
I want to see more models that are approaching that
Yeah.
30s, 40s, 50s. I want to
60s,
see,
yeah.
I want to see models modeling till they're bloody 90 because we still exist.
We all buy clothes until we die.
That's
Literally.
Do you know what, actually? I went to an event recently and they had a catwalk show and every single model on the catwalk show, I'm not going to like discredit what they did. Amazing. But we're all very young,
Yeah.
all of one body type.
Yeah.
And it actually made me a little bit mad. And I said to my husband, like, this has actually infuriated me a little bit. I would have loved to seen some mixed body types up there. Some
Diversity,
women
yeah.
that had normal body types. Like, okay, I'm proud of you that you have this tight little tummy and tight little bum, but
Yeah.
not all of us have that. And it would have just been amazing to see somebody that had a normal body.
But to
Oh,
be honest
yeah.
with you,
I would
even-
have cheered more.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
between 15 and 20, that girl is exactly that. She is a teenager. You were a girl
Yeah.
modeling from 15 to 20.
prepubescent.
You had
literally.
barely finished
Yeah.
growing. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but women actually officially stop developing and growing at 25.
Oh,
So
really?
we are comparing ourselves to a 20-year-old version of ourselves or a 20-year-old version of a model that's out there when they have not even fully developed and grown. That is a child. We are babies at 20.
Yeah.
And then we're comparing ourselves to 20. I was like, that's why we need to see more of it.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Talking about body diversity, body image, touching on that, you look really, really good. You look really, really healthy. But I've noticed both of you have lost weight. Am I allowed to ask that?
Yeah, there's nothing off limits here, baby.
Okay, cool. So, like, is that like a personal choice? Like, is it a health thing? Like, can I ask, like, what
It's
made
both
that
and
come
all and
about?
everything.
Yeah, cool.
So for me, last year I made the choice to have gastric sleeve surgery.
Oh, wow.
So I've been very open about it. At first
Yeah.
I was hesitant to talk about it because I knew I was going to get some whiplash from people. But then I thought, you know what? I don't really care what people think about me. And if anything, I'm going to help people understand the reasons why I did it and that it can be beneficial for a lot of women. I sat down first of all, I was having a lot of health issues. So then I sat down with my doctor who then suggested, hey, I think you need to go and speak to a gastric sleeve surgeon.
Yeah.
I did. And when he told me all of the things that would make my life a million times better, it was like a no-brainer. I had pre-diabetes, high cholesterol, a heart murmur, many like health things. And in my family, a lot of my family die from heart disease. Majority of them have died from heart disease. My dad, if he didn't take his own life, would have died from heart disease. He had that on his coroner's report. So for me, it was like die or live. Like what choice are you
absolutely.
going to pick? Like for me, I was
Absolutely.
like, I would rather lose the 30, 40 kilos and be here longer for my children. And if that's a selfish decision or like what do they call it?
Taboo?
Like, well, it's like you care about yourself too much, about your looks. Well, yeah, I fucking do. I do care about
Yeah,
what
of
I'm going to look
course.
like because inside that matters.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's mental.
So yeah, that was for me. Gastric sleeve surgery was, whilst it's been very hard, it is such a hard surgery to do. Like people thinking it's the easy way out. It is not. It is so hard to do, but it's the best thing I've ever done. I've lost 39 kilos now and I feel so much better. Whilst, yeah, I'm still tired, might be still drinking Red Bull, but I'm definitely better health-wise. The pre-diabetes, all of those things automatically went away within 6 months.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
No, that's a big choice to make. And I think it's really powerful that you're taking that power back and going, no, this works for me.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to judge whatever you do.
Exactly.
Do you know
And
what
this
I
is
mean?
what
Like,
I
we
said.
can't
I
win.
said no matter what I do,
Yeah.
Someone's going to say something.
somebody's going to hate it. So just
Own it.
thank you.
Exactly. I'm so happy for you. Like, you look healthy. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not that you didn't before, but you look like you're glowing and
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a different health doesn't look one way.
No.
exactly.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you're going to get judged if you're too quiet, if you're too loud, if you're too fat, if you're too skinny.
Yes.
If you're too successful, if you don't work hard enough, if you have too many babies, if you don't have any.
Yeah.
So go fuck yourself and just live life the best way that fits for you and makes you fulfilled inside. I'm actually just over it.
Yeah.
I
Same.
cop it a lot.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
So what about you and your journey?
I think so those that don't know, I actually am I am still a qualified personal trainer. I have been a personal trainer since I was 18 years old. I was a high-level basketball player. I did triathlons. I was a runner. I come from a sporting background. I love
Love fitness.
I love exercise. I'm sorry, bitches. Like, I know everyone's like, ugh. For me, I love exercise, but I equally love food and probably love food more.
Yep.
But for me, it was a way of like mentally, it's a way for me to escape. It's a mental escape. I feel like I can just get involved because I didn't know for 39 years or 38 years that I had ADHD. So I think somehow I worked out that exercise was a form of like calming my mind.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I didn't realize that that was a tool.
Okay.
And
yeah.
in the same token, as much as that calmed my mind, I also used exercise back in the early days as a tool to punish myself. To like, I went through a lot of trauma when I was younger. I'd been sexually assaulted in my teens, and I ended up using exercise as also a punishment to abuse my
Yes.
body,
Yeah.
to lose weight, to look a certain way. Because if I looked a certain way, if I was skinny and I was fit, then people would like me and maybe I would like me. Maybe I would like me. Maybe I didn't care what people thought. Maybe if I would like the way I looked, which I didn't. I've been every size. I've been super skinny. I have been quite chunky but funky. I have lost some weight recently, and that's mainly due to the fact that I have ulcerative colitis and I am also a celiac. But about 8 weeks ago, I had surgery for my ulcerative colitis and they removed some of my bowels.
They removed 17 centimeters. So
Yeah.
don't make out like it's not a massive deal. It was huge.
So what is the condition? I'm sorry, I've never heard of it.
Ulcerative colitis is like your bowels like develop
Inflame.
ulcers and it's inflammation.
Oh, wow.
So some people process like they end up getting impacted, which means they don't end up going to the toilet and becomes an emergency. I was going to the toilet like 1 million times a day. And I was like, that's normal. I'm a celiac.
Oh, okay.
But I also was so tired, like it was beyond a joke tired. Like I was so fatigued. I wasn't retaining any nutrients. I was feeling sick all the time. My stomach was constantly burning and I was constantly bloated. Bloated.
Which isn't normal.
No.
Which a lot of women think it's normal.
Thank you.
Because we've been indoctrinated to think that.
Exactly.
But it's not normal, is it?
It's absolutely not normal.
But you were in chronic pain.
I was in chronic pain and I was hiding it to a point because I didn't, not that I didn't want to be a whinger, but I had shit to do. Like I've got
you've
4
got a busy
kids
life.
and I've got a business to run and things like that. So I was going to the doctors and getting like kind of fobbed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you do. And so I pushed and also the bloating was getting unbelievable. And the doctor, my surgeon ended up saying to me, bloating is actually not normal.
Oh, that's good.
And I
Yeah.
want to share this because it's so important. He's like, yes, at certain times of the month when you've got your period, it's normal. He's like, you might have eaten too much. Normal. He's like, you might have had like, too much dairy or something like that. And you will know because there'll be a meal associated. Normal. He's like bloating every single day, painfully bloating, weekly bloating. He's like, not normal.
Did you think it was like endometriosis or something?
Yeah, I didn't actually think that. I thought it was all stomach and gut related, but
Yeah.
they did actually find some endo on my bowels.
Oh,
When they
wow.
did the surgery. So I thought that's just a
Girl.
problem for another day. It's probably why I'm also growing a full goatee right now because my
You always say that, but I can never see
Oh,
Oh,
anything.
no, trust me. I felt it.
it's there. Oh, I will show you. I will get you to feel it. I have to shave daily. But so I've also, after the surgery, it's been 8 weeks nearly 10 weeks now. I lost 6 kilos in the first 2 weeks because I was unwell, and I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
You're on a very restricted diet. And then I have to say that I have never we're nearly 12 weeks, sorry. But I have never felt better in my life. It's
Yeah.
like my body is functioning. I do get tired, but not at the same level. Like, Annalise, I cannot even describe to you. I actually feel like I'm exercising now and my body is responding. I was exercising 5 days a week. I was eating really well. My body was just struggling. And so if there's underlying issues, that affects you so much. So now that I've seemingly visually lost weight, people are like, what's going on? What are you doing? I have been following the 28 by Sam Wood program very strictly. And I'm sorry,
Yeah, nice.
when it comes to that, and that's another thing, sorry, I get so passionate on this topic, I'm sorry. But
No, I'm proud of you for talking about this
Yeah.
because you've got a bit of flack lately about it. And no, but even the day that you were going in for surgery, you even vowed, like you were like to me, I am going to change everything after the surgery. Like I need to be more conscious of my body and issues that I'm having because she was ignoring things.
yeah, I'm a person that just puts it aside. I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
I'm laughing, but it's probably not the right way to do it.
No, because you would have ended up with a bag.
Yeah, I would have ended up with an ostomy bag.
Yeah.
I had to mark my stoma point.
Before she went in for surgery, they were like, hey, just in case, you need to mark a spot where you're happy for it to go.
And to be honest with you, I love, advocating for body acceptance and body love and stuff, but I actually was not okay. I was
No.
really, really not mentally in a good space before I went in for that surgery. The months before that, I was actually finding myself retreating from social media and not wanting to show up, losing my confidence really badly. And I'm not saying weight loss did this for me, but I fucking do feel really well in my body and eating well has really helped. And I will say this. I'm not going to pretend I went on 28 by Sam Wood and I didn't follow it. Yes, I'm having a few drinks now, blah, 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 because it's Christmas. But I'm not super strict on myself. But when you're talking like you do actually want to lose weight, you do have to be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So I have been sticking to the plan and I have been saying no to things and I have been exercising more. And my body, like I said, in a healthier way has responded really well.
Thank you for being so honest.
Takes balls, man. And you got big ones.
They're on your head. No, honestly, like I really appreciate that, ladies, because both your stories are so different. And I think because you're best friends, people might think, oh, they're doing it together, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yours was, they're both health related.
Yeah.
And
I had people sending me DMs being like, hey, did Rose have gastric sleeve surgery?
Oh,
Can you let me know? Because I'm too scared to ask her. I was like, for what the fuck?
people are so nosy, hey.
And I'm really quite honest. Like, if I had it, I would have been like, bring it on, because you shouldn't be shame
No.
about it.
Did you get like any Ozempic questions?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's on at the moment.
Yeah, they
Except
said
for
that
me.
They had I have an Ozempic face. And I said, my little brother laughs and he's like, oh, I just don't think they've ever seen you chunky. Like I've always had like kind of a slim, like structured jaw. So now that I've lost some weight, apparently that's what Ozempic face looks like.
It looks like drawn but you don't even look like that. You look so good, girl.
You guys look like you look healthy. You're both glowing.
Oh, jeez. I was like, but you know what? In saying that, if you want to go on Ozempic and that's going to help you and you're going to do it in a safe, controlled way.
All for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
You
like
do
a lot of my
you.
friends are on it, and like they needed to be on it because they had like eating disorders, and like it like helps with addiction and things like that.
I think we should stop judging people for their choices. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But like in the same boat, I still get called fat online every single day.
Yeah,
every
exactly.
single day someone will put down my body or the fact that I've wiggled and jiggled and it's gross and you can do something about it. So you can't be too fat or too skinny or anywhere in between apparently. So
How does that make you feel?
Half the time you do say like you don't care, but there's been a few times where I've seen it impact her. And it's not nice, guys. Like, why do you need to do it? Like, you know, she's an amazing woman, and for somebody to target her like that, I just don't get it. And also it comes back to a bit of jealousy, I think. I think somebody looking from the inside. Yeah, I always come back to that, and I tell you that all the time. I think it's a reflection of themselves.
yeah.
Like
People only hate up.
Ooh.
You never hate someone down.
Yeah. Hate up.
Annalise, I love that.
No, but you see a comment and you're like, why are you so mad at me? Do you know what I mean? It's just embarrassing for them.
So true.
And then I love
But it does hurt.
It does. You know what? I'm human.
Yeah.
Of course, there's going to be some days I see that comment and say that I am like the worst role model for my kids because I'm not displaying like a healthy person, and that hurts when you talk about me as a mum.
And it's very low of them to connect things to the kids.
Yes,
like, do you know what I mean? That's so low.
But also like
Who would
on a
do that?
public platform to be like, you know, what do they say about the burrito?
Oh,
should be wrestling.
she did like a Kmart haul try on in the fitting room, and she tried on this all beige outfit, and she was making fun of herself. She was saying, "Oh my God, I look like Steve Irwin," and somebody commented, "You look like you should be tackling a burrito, not a crocodile."
No, you've been tackling too many burritos.
Yeah, and I actually laughed, but Rose got a little bit upset over it. And I said, babe, it is a bit funny. Just like, it is a bit funny. But she actually got a little bit hurt by it, which I 100% get. It was a mean comment, but I did have a giggle at it.
I did laugh about like I found it was okay until he continued.
He continued after that. It wasn't just one comment.
And then, you know, at the end of the day, I did a little stalking and found that he has a fitness account. He's a personal trainer.
Like, and why would you talk to people like that?
So be very careful because I have really good stalking skills.
She's an SEI? What
Like
is it?
Private
investigator.
I'm actually really techie, so just watch yourself.
Don't worry. When people leave negative Google reviews at Halo, if they ever do, very, very, very unlikely. Don't worry, Rose is like sliding in. Where did you come from? Who are you?
I was like,
where else do you leave negative Google reviews?
I was like, that's funny because there are 50 photos with your new hair.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's weird that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, for being so open and honest about everything that you've talked about. Chrystal, I want to ask if this isn't too personal. Like, I first came across you at Heidi Anderson's event,
Okay.
the shit show,
Yeah.
and you did a speech,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
and it was like very heartwarming. It was very sad, but like because that happened a few years ago with your dad. How you
Look,
how are you going?
so I will say this forever. When you lose somebody, regardless of what they pass from, suicide, cancer, whatever it may be, the loss is never going to get easy, ever, 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 ever. Especially somebody that's really close in your life. You literally learn to deal with the grief on a daily basis. Like, I'm still hardcore grieving. Me and my son talk about this so often. We always we'll sit in the car and he'll be like, "Did you think about Poppy today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And he goes, "Yeah, me too." Like, we're going to think about that person forever. And I don't think there's ever a way to deal with grief. It's just implementing it into your life somehow. I know it sounds mental. It sounds mental, but like, there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about him. And it's just a part of now, like, my life. Like, and do you know what? Majority of what I do on a day to day, I always think like, oh my God, Dad would be so proud of me.
Yeah.
He
Like,
would be so proud of you.
He absolutely would.
You've done so well.
Almost like his death has changed your life.
It has.
In oddly a positive, it sounds weird saying this, but in a
positive way.
You know, it's almost like you live fully now.
Yeah.
For both of them.
And it's like
Before I
watching
did,
over
you know, before I cared more about what people thought about me, way more. I cared about what people thought about me. I cared about how I showed up on social media. I just cared too much. And now I'm like, you know what? I could not be here tomorrow. At least I'm leaving some sort of imprint that people are going to remember me by.
Yeah.
Which is what I feel he did. When people think about him, they think about like how outlandish he was and his humor, and he was wild. Like, he dressed up in different outfits. He dressed as a woman for my auntie's hens party. Like, he was mental. So I want to live like that now.
Yeah.
He lived. Like,
He lived life
lived.
to the fullest. Like, to the day that he passed, he lived life to the fullest. Which is weird for somebody who obviously took their own life because he was suffering. And this is why, fucking hell, you remind me of him so much. Like, Rose is literally like a 2.0 of my dad. Not even.
Why is that? And did you meet after his death?
No, we met before his death. Like, my dad would have loved Rose so much. Like, he did meet Rose, but not at the, now, like, I think 100% he is here and he can see our friendship. Like, he would be so proud of us because a lot of Rose's personality, they're both Pisces. A lot of Rose's personality is exactly like my dad. Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, like, sometimes she'll say something and I'm like, the fuck?
That's so, it's interesting because I'm also very spiritual and I think people can come through your friend or something and you're like, did you just do that? You know what I mean?
Like, do something, or like a face she'll make or something she'll say to me and I'm like, sure dad didn't possess her body?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has said that
to me before. Yeah.
I'm like,
that is so nice.
But it's also been really comforting in a way because it's like I've lost him, but I've also gained you. Do you know what I mean?
We come into each other's lives at certain times.
Yeah, it was the right time.
Right times.
Being best friends and being in business together and everything like that, and you guys work very closely together at Halo, and with your podcast and everything. What are some of the things like being really close to someone, or like how do you guys make it work?
We actually have a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Like, probably way too much fun.
Yeah, too much. And I think we've got a level of respect for each other in the sense that we know we're friends and we have fun, but we are also business minded. And so then when we have to knuckle down, we do work and we respect each other enough that we know when is it time.
It just works. I can't explain it. I think it either works
or it doesn't.
Or it doesn't. Like, for us, we've never even really had to have any like chat. I don't know. We're telepathic. We literally just read each other's minds. It's so weird.
And there's a huge amount of compromise. That's why we always joke about like it being like a proper like a relationship in the sense of like, yes, you know, you've got to have it. We talk so much that I think that the compromise comes through conversation. Like, talk.
She literally treats my business like it's her own business, which is like...
That would be so hard to find.
That is so hard to find.
Like,
she literally makes decisions for me sometimes. And then she'll be like, okay that I made? I was like, 100%. You made that decision better than me. Like and it's funny because when she talks about things that we're going to do, she's like, we are doing this for the salon. And I just giggle. I'm like, yeah, we.
Yeah, it was like, for me, like I needed a place to go that I wasn't because I work for myself and I work from home. So it was getting to the point where I'm actually very much a people person. I'm an introvert, extrovert, and everyone goes, oh, I would never say you're an introvert. I'm absolutely both. Like I love people. I cannot not be around people. But then if it's too much, too many people, I actually need like 5 to 7 working days just to not see anyone and be in my own house and clean a drawer or something and you know me, I'll just tip out a drawer for no particular reason and reorganize it. So working there 2 days a week and doing content. So I do content, I do some marketing, I do some hairdressing.
She does some hairdressing. I'm not even joking, guys.
Like we have a lot of fun. It's interaction with people. It's an amazing business. Like Chrystal is an amazing person and it's honestly just worked so well. Plus it's a place for me to be creative and we get to be creative together. And we are constantly, and that's where the evolution of the podcast even came from. We were at the salon and you knew about the podcast.
Yeah, I did before it
was in existence.
You wanted to do this forever. You've wanted to do a podcast forever. And I just stole your idea. So
no, she didn't steal it. Like we were just like, I would love to do it with somebody. And she's like, I'll do it with you. And I was like, why didn't I fucking think of that? I was like, this makes perfect sense. Like I need to have a banter. I need to have fun. And here we are.
Yeah.
It's such a great pod as well.
Oh,
thank you. We were shit scared to begin with, but now we're like, oh.
It's so good. How do you guys source your guests? Like how do you...
At random.
Sometimes we know them.
Or they ask us. Like we've had a few ask us if they can come on.
Yeah, they want to like share their story. Perth's a small place. So I feel like everybody knows each other in some capacity. It's like us.
Yeah.
I've been on your podcast. Like,
I know.
I was like, you've got to come on our podcast. It's just fun. And I think there's like there's a lot of stories to be told.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I think women need to hear about, especially women. And even men, if you're listening to pods like this, good on you, number one. And number two, they'll learn. They will learn by listening.
Yeah. Something about, they might be learn something about their sister or their mum or their partner or like how to deal with different situations that are to do with women.
Women go through a lot.
We are very strong. Ladies, I want to ask, is there anything that's happening in 2025 that you can reveal?
We have big plans in general, life plans. Like, we don't want to let too much out of the bag, but there is another business that's going to be happening with me and Rose.
That was my squeal.
Oh my God, stop.
Yeah, we're not going to say too much, but there is another business that's going to happen next year. We're still in like the whole setting up stages of it, but it's pretty exciting.
And let me tell you, it will tickle your pickle.
Yeah, it'll tickle your pickle.
Quite literally.
So it's it's an exciting venture. For the potty, we have like a lot. We got a producer this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was massive for us because, we'd been thinking about it. It took so much stress.
Yep.
He's done 2 episodes so far and we were just like, why did we not do this from the beginning?
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Way easier.
I don't do my own.
Oh, I know.
Oh
At least
my
you were
gosh.
smart.
He
smart
has
woman.
been like, he is actually a gift.
Yes. Hey, Paulie.
Hi, Paulie. He's amazing. So we're going to be working with him a lot next year. He actually has some massive ideas for us, which it also scares us, but it also is like, oh shit, we need to get out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
We've been talking about radio.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
We would love that opportunity. So
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well, you have got a manager, so
He's
I know,
actually the
come
one
on,
that
Chip.
instigated it.
Yeah.
Oh, Chip. Okay,
Chip.
no, but our actual producer instigated the conversation with the radio show.
oh great.
And so we're going to probably have a meeting next year and just see where that goes. But that would be amazing.
Yeah, there is a lot in the works, and I couldn't help but let the squeal out.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
I'm really excited about that. But I think for us personally as well, like there will be a lot going on with Halo. There's a lot going on with my personal brand. So I'm an interior stylist by trade, and I think I'm still going to be doing that. But I have taken on less jobs for a reason. I want to work more on my personal brand, and I've never been like allowed myself to put eggs in that basket or enough eggs in that basket. So I'm going to chuck a few more eggs in that basket and work on my personal brand, work on the pod, which is really exciting, the new business. And also, just put myself out there a little bit more in 2025. It's a big year for us. We're 85 babies. So 1985 babies are turning 40 next year.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm the first one to bite the dust. And I'm fucking excited. So excited, Annalise. Like,
You weren't excited last week when I sent you 504 pictures of
No,
birthday inspo.
because I didn't think I don't know if I want a party, and she wants a party for me. But I am excited about turning 40, and I feel like for me, it almost feels like this fresh start.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like for something, I feel all this year I felt like this is leading up to turning over a new chapter in my life. I feel like I've had my kids. I'm out of my children making era.
Yes.
They're going to school next year. Something has lifted. My health is in like the best place it's been in a long time. I actually know what to do. I know what I'm dealing with.
But even mentally. You've changed mentally in the last like 10 weeks.
Oh my God. Yes. Just having like a lot of things have shifted, a huge amounts of boundaries and have gone up. But even after I had Esme, that was one of the hardest times of my life. She's 3, she's going to be 4 in March. And I suffered with postnatal depression from that. And I really struggled, navigating it. And I was doing it in a public forum as well. And I feel like I've let that go, like a lot of that guilt and association with that. So next year is going to be big for both of us, I think.
It's so exciting. Where can people find you?
You can find us on the potty, which is Bearing It All. Otherwise, Rose's Instagram.
My Instagram is Rose Oates, Oates, with an underscore at the end.
Oats, like the oats I like to eat. And also mine is just Chrystal Russell _
Yeah.
That's where you can
so
find
much.
us.
Honestly,
so
thank you
much.
for coming on.
Thanks, Annalise. Always beautiful to like chat with you, and I'm sure we'll chat for a bit longer after this.
No, we need to get her on our potty next.
Yeah,
That's
we're
the
going
next
to
step.
deep dive into Annalise.
Oh, there's lots to discover.
Yeah, because
there.
you're too busy interviewing people here. We haven't really
I
heard all that
know.
much about you.
Exactly. Let's hear more about Annalise in 2025 because this one here, there is so much more to you than just the interviewer.
We'll see. You guys will have to tune in.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thanks,
No
Ellie.
worries. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Thanks, guys, for tuning into Seriously this week. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the new year. Bye.
Bye.